In this video, we'll be taking a look at all today's NCAAB matchups, and I'll break them all down with free winning picks so you can bet smarter and win bigger. But first, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell so you get our picks the second they drop, because when the lines move, the early birds cash in. And if you want the full winning sport picks experience, head over to wspicks.com and check out our VIP packages, or grab a free consultation with one of our professional sports consultants for the sharpest edge you'll find anywhere. That's where the real plays live. We are your bookmaker's worst nightmare. These are the games we're hammering, the ones the books can't afford you to bet. This is winning sport picks. The free picks are about to drop, and they're coming in hot. We start with Wisconsin versus BYU, where Wisconsin walks in catching 5 points at +5, and BYU comes in laying 5. Early season tempo for both squads says this number is inflated on the BYU side, especially with the Cougars being a front-running program that sometimes leaves the back door wide open when they play from ahead. Wisconsin tends to drag games into longer half-court possessions, forcing opponents into late-clock situations that turn big spreads into coin flips. Give me the Badgers +5. Total sits at over 159.5 or under 162.5 depending on the shop, and this kind of pace clash usually reflects downward more often than upward, so I'm rolling with the under 162.5. Next up, Louisville against Cincinnati. Louisville catching 8 at +8. Cincinnati laying 9 at +9 depending on the book, and early season volatility has been highest with teams like Cincinnati who can blow teams out one night and sleepwalk the next. Louisville's defensive identity usually keeps them alive for extended stretches, especially in slower non-conference matchups. I'll take Louisville +8. Total is sitting around over 162.5 or under 165.5, and this one shapes up like a defensive grind from both ends. I like the under 165.5. Now we go Detroit Mercy versus Michigan State, where Detroit is catching a massive 30 points at +30, while Michigan State is laying 30 at -30. Massive spreads are landmines early in the season because elite teams often use long benches and run experimental rotations. Detroit typically plays with enough fight to cover when numbers get this high, so give me Detroit Mercy +30. Total sits around over 148.5 or under 149, and with Michigan State controlling pace, it's usually slow and methodical. I'll take the under 149. Moving to Merrimack versus Florida. Merrimack +36.5, Florida -36.5. Florida tends to overwhelm small programs with athletic depth, but they also have long stretches where they trade buckets instead of stretching leads. Merrimack historically plays zone-heavy schemes that slow games to a crawl and that usually prevents 30-plus blowouts. Give me Merrimack +36.5. Total around over 159.5 or under 162.5. Too many variables lean towards scoring suppression, so I'm taking the under 162.5. Next, Loyola Maryland versus Kentucky. Loyola catching 35.5, Kentucky laying 34.5 depending where you shop. Kentucky's youthful squads often start hot but then drift into streaky patches. Loyola tends to crawl when behind, milking possessions and chipping away at margins. 35.5 is too many. Give me Loyola +35.5. Total sits at over 153.5 or under 155.5, and Kentucky's size usually limits transition, so I'm leaning under 155.5. Then we go Niagara versus Duke, where Niagara gets 39.5 and Duke lays 39.5. Duke usually controls both pace and shot quality in these mismatches, but rarely plays fast enough to justify spreads approaching 40. Niagara tends to scrap on defense just enough to avoid total collapse. I'm taking Niagara +39.5. Total over 146.5 or under 146.5. And with Duke grinding teams down, I'm on the under 146.5. Jackson State versus Arkansas comes next. Jackson State +30, Arkansas -29.5. Arkansas is a program that thrives on pressure, but early in the season, that pressure is inconsistent. Jackson State getting 30 is a spot I'll take every time in November. Give me Jackson State +30. Total sits at over 159.5 or under 161.5, and this shapes like an under spot because Arkansas typically stalls weaker teams instead of turning it into a track meet. Give me under 161.5. Presbyterian versus UCLA. Presbyterian plus 26.5. UCLA minus 26.5. UCLA's style is brutally slow, and because of that, they often struggle to separate by extreme margins. Presbyterian getting this many is the correct side. Give me Presbyterian plus 26.5. Total over 129.5 or under 129.5. Bruins games routinely crawl, so I'm taking under 129.5. Now listen to me, those are the free picks, but the one game I am unloading on tonight, the game that's going to crush your bookie's soul, that's the VIP play of the day at WSPicks.com. This is the nuke, the hammer, the max bet, the one play I've circled, the game that will bury your bookmaker 6 feet under. When it hits, and it will, your bookie is going to need a doctor, a lawyer, and maybe even a priest. If you want to ride with me on the biggest bet of the day, get to WSPicks.com right now. Recap time, Wisconsin plus 5 and under 162.5. Louisville plus 8 and under 165.5. Detroit Mercy plus 30 and under 149. Merrimack plus 36.5 and under 162.5. Loyola plus 35.5 and under 155.5. Niagara plus 39.5 and under 146.5. Jackson State plus 30 and under 161.5. Presbyterian plus 26.5 and under 129.5. This is Winning Sport Picks, where we don't just bet, we bury bookmakers. Smash that subscribe button, drop your favorite plays in the comments, and hammer that like button like you're hammering your bookie into the dirt. We're cashing, we're dominating, and tonight we're dancing on the grave of your bookmaker. Let's go!